Hey everybody, I'm glad to see some of you on with me today. Looking forward to talking to you here in just about less than a minute.
You're muted, Dave.
And hello, Mark.
Hey, Dave. How you doing
hello,
today?
hello out there, Thunder Buddy Nation. As Linda McElrath gave us a new quote, she says, "I hope our fearless leader is feeling better." I think I am. I'm feeling somewhat better. I'm not completely out of it, but I'm doggone close. So yeah, I'm gonna be hard to beat when I get to the point where I'm just, don't know how to handle myself because I feel so much better. But I would tell you guys hello, and we're going to do this update. Dave says audio video is working. Thank you, Dave, and welcome aboard.
Fantastic.
I'm so glad to see Dave back on. And Brandy Johnson Frizzell is saying, Mark, okay, she's getting her husband to come on with her. Let's see here. Murray Vorvis, good afternoon, David, Mark, and Thunder Buddies. Melissa Conrad, hope you're feeling better. I am much better. I've got to be careful with my voice, so it wants to give out a little bit. But anyway, Eric Break, deep freeze next week. Yes, Eric, you are correct. It's going to get deep freeze. And Myra Campbell says hello. And Connie Katzler watching over on the David Powell Weather and Wisdom Facebook page says, hello, David Mark. I hope you are better. Sandy Christian says, David Mark, thank y'all. Paula Wagner says, hi, David Mark. Chelsea Reese, our good friend Chelsea says, hey, our friends. Eli says, I hope my buddies are on today because they're doing construction by the building. Yeah, that construction, though, is they actually are keep their stuff here at our facility while they're doing the work. Then they're going to be moving on here pretty soon. They're getting close to being done, I guess. Chris Meacham. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Chris Meacham said it anyway. Give me just a second. All right. So let's give everybody a quick update on what we're doing for our weather, Mark. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I hope everybody's like the sunny skies we've been having. It's fairly cold today, up in the low to mid 30s. Overnight, we're going to drop down to the mid 20s, and then our temperature is going to start to rise as we head through the night. After midnight, it's going to rise back up to around 30 degrees. Looking for highs tomorrow in the mid 40s through the region.
That's hard to believe.
Lows, yeah. Overnight lows in the mid 20s. The official forecast for around our area is for 52 on Friday. I don't know.
I
kind of think maybe not quite that warm.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you, Mark. I think upper 40s would be more like it, but we'll see. Yeah. I mean, stranger things have happened, and this, after all, is Kentucky weather. So, well, Kentucky, depending on where you're watching from, but it's kind of weather for this region anyway.
Absolutely.
Anyway, okay. D. Marcellus Hoover says, hello, David Mark. Glad you're feeling better. And let's see, Chris Meacham says, good afternoon, Thunder Buddies. Go Big Blue. Boy, they did have a game last night. Woo-wee, those boys were kicking it. Anna Marie Jackson says, hello, guys. I do want to tell you all, we have new product added onto our online store. Here's one of them, new Thunder Buddy design. There we go. So that's already added onto the online store. It's currently online. We're going to have a few more when we get the new thing online. It is coming soon. All right, Mark, you're going to have to take over. I got to get me a cough drop. I'll be right back.
All right. McLeod's hoping for a few inches in Fort Bragg, North Carolina area. I don't know if they'll get that much. In March of 1983, I was stationed at Pope Air Force Base, which is where Fort Bragg is. And we woke up one morning with 6 inches of snow on the ground. And it was 3 days before anything moved. They have no snow removal equipment around that area at all. Luckily, there was plenty of people around with big 4-wheel drive trucks that kind of cleared out a slot, and I was able to drive and eventually make my way into work. I was a couple of hours late because I had to shovel everything out. But that was quite the adventure, and nobody down there knows how to drive in snow. So if you get a few inches of rain or a few inches of snow in Fort Bragg area, yeah, you better check with your CO and make sure whether he expects you in or whether you can stay home. I know the military doesn't stop. I called into my work, and my particular CO at the time said, well, you got to come in. And I said, well, let me dig out and I'll be on my way. And then they called me back a short bit later and said, can you pick up the lieutenant and bring him in too? Which I did. And that was an interesting time of it because I had just come from Maine and I could drive in snow, on ice, sideways as well as forward. So it wasn't a big deal for me. But most of the ride in, my lieutenant had his hands gripped into the dash and the armrest on the side. So that was an interesting time of it. The rest of the week, we are looking for a bit of rain coming in on Friday night, about 90% chance of rain. Saturday, we're going to start off with rain. And then as we get toward the overnight hours, we could see a slight chance of a rain-snow mix and then maybe a little bit of snow in the overnight hours Saturday night. They're not looking for anything much in the way of accumulation, maybe just a trace or so. But by Sunday, our highs are only going to be in the mid-20s. And by Monday and Tuesday, our high is going to be around 20 with overnight lows in the single digits. That's as far out as the normal forecast goes, but we get beyond that, and they are definitely looking for us to go into the deep freeze toward the end of next week. Muted, Dave.
And here I am.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I swear I didn't say I was completely healed. I'm just headed that way. And if I use my voice too much, I tend to crack up. But actually, overall, I do feel better. And these cough drops. Have you guys noticed how everything's so much harder to open than it used to be? All these little plastic baggies, you try to rip them open, and they don't ever want to let go. They really making them good nowadays.
Yeah. You know what I use?
What?
Scissors.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let's take a quick tour around the area, and then I don't know what have you set up for me on
just
Chrome?
the standard stuff. You can go wherever you want with it.
Okay.
You got the tropical tidbits and College of DuPage, and then Zoom Earth.
Let's take a look here at Irwin, Tennessee. I hear it's really beautiful right now. Look at that. Would you look at that? That is some
gorgeous
beautiful
little mountain town with some snow.
Oh, it's this way. What? All right, let's try it like this.
Wrong way. Use your other hand.
There we go. Okay. I tell you, these cameras are hard to look at. But look at that skiff of snow they got on the ground. It looks really nice. I bet it's cold there. What is it? 24 degrees. I was right. It is cold. So anyway, I just showed you kind of how it is around the area. I don't see Burnsville is not up today. Let's see here. Where else? Let's go look at our friends down at Martin, Tennessee, the ones that we always expect the weather from. And it is a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Still snow on the ground. That snow's been on the ground for a while, Mark. It's waiting for another one.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
That's
when
right.
the snow sticks around, it's waiting for the next one.
That's right. And so, let's see. Patricia Fuller, hello, David, Mark. Glad to see a little warm weather coming. Enjoy it while it lasts. This is the January thaw, and it's not going to last but a couple of days. Normally they'll last for a week, maybe even 2 weeks, but this one's a whole different ball game. It's 36 degrees down there in Martin, Tennessee, by the way. And skies are pretty well clear across the whole area, isn't it, Mark?
Pretty well. There may be a few clouds poking around here and there, but nothing to really show of consequence. I'm looking up at my right-hand side over here, and I've got the Katie's traffic cam up, and it's just clear skies and traffic flowing like crazy.
Let me see if I can get that cam up here. Let's try it. Yeah. Well, it was up for a minute. I don't know what's wrong with it. We got to talk to somebody about that. Downtown Katie's, we can see it a little bit better. And you
That
know.
blue sky. Isn't
Oh,
that a
I
pretty
know. It is.
wintertime blue sky?
It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what else we got. Let's see if the elevator cam is going. Yeah, it's up. This is southwestern Hopkinsville. There's the Kroger Shopping Center and Skyline Drive. And you can see it is a nice day across the area as you look off to the southwest of the city. And no complaints there. Let's see if our friend over at, let's just see if Michael Vance got his camera up.
No.
Doggone. They're working on it, and neither is Lake Barkley. I know Lake Barkley was up just briefly.
Yeah,
So
it was.
Let's go back to.
Of course, this time of year, there's not much activity there because that's right at the marina.
No, it's not. Might as well, while we're doing this, let's talk about our sponsors, Michael Vance Contracting and Roofing, 270-707 Roof, because, hey, if you need some roofing jobs, this is the man you talk to, because I tell you what, he is really, really nice. He can give you good advice on any roofing issues you have, so talk is cheap. He says, give him a call. He'd be glad to talk to you. Lakeside Campground Marina, he also owns that, and we'll be talking more about that and as the time comes closer to spring, and it is not as far off as you think. We're looking at maybe 2 months away, I guess, as we start seeing the start.
That'd be about right. Yeah, about 2 months.
Okay, and not only that, but we also have our storm shelter guys. Let's talk about that just a minute. Let's take a look at what they've got, and you guys need to be thinking about it. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a little while, so take a look at this.
What would you do when severe storms with tornadoes threaten you and your family? If you have planned properly, you will have a storm shelter nearby that is strong, safe, and will save your family's life. Mid-South storm shelters provide just that. They blend well with the landscape and are proven lifesavers. When the weather gets severe, have no fear with a Mid-South storm shelter. Call today at 270-725-6020.
And I really think those guys know how to put together a good storm shelter. And
They
I'm going to mention
absolutely
our friend Katie Moyer at Kentucky Hemp Works. I see where Barbara is on here. She says, hi, Dave. Glad you're feeling better, but don't overdo it. Thank you for the updates. Just tried the hemp root salve you recommended from one of your sponsors. I used it on a knee and an elbow. I love it. Well, that's a pretty good testimonial. So take a look at this.
Anytime my aches and pains act up, I always reach for Kentucky Hemp Works Hemp Root Salve. It's easy to use. Just rub it on the affected areas and you will soon notice big relief. You can use it as a moisturizing lip balm or ointment that heals and protects your lips during adverse weather conditions and helps with preventing chapped lips. This amazing Kentucky Hemp Works salve is available in our online store at dpww.shop. Order today.
I haven't forgotten you. Let me get my button here right. Okay, so that root salve can be ordered through the online store here at dpww.shop. That's where I guess Barbara ordered it from, and we've added some more stuff on there. One of the things is our new Thunder Buddies design and the koozies. We've got different koozies on there now. We've got the, where's all my other stuff? I've got a bunch of things here. We got some of these, just like this, the Weather and Wisdom koozies, which are kind of neat. And I know there's one called I Love David Powell. I don't know why anybody wants that or not. In fact, it seems to have disappeared from up here, so maybe somebody did want it after all. But anyway, and then they've got, let's see, they got Snow Buddy, got a new Snow Buddy one, and that design is on the online store. So go in there and take a look around, see if you like any of that stuff. And then we're going to have our main store coming up pretty soon. I've got to get in touch with them today or later today or maybe tomorrow, where we have outerwear and shirts and all kinds of neat stuff. And so you got to take a look at that whenever it goes online. Anyway, Sheila says we have a little snow lingering in Fredonia, wondering if it's waiting for another one. That's a good thought.
That's entirely a possibility too.
Mark, let's talk about that a little bit before my voice gives way again. If I go quiet, you'll have to just take over for me because
All right. I
Hang
keep
on.
muting mine when I've got some background noise here where the guys are moving equipment around outside.
Okay. I'm going to look at tropical tidbits, I guess, first. What is today's day? Is this the 15th?
Today is the 15th.
All right. So let's take a look. I bet I don't have much of this run on. It looks
No,
like.
that one just started the 18Z.
So we
What
need
we
to
were
go-
looking at earlier was a 12.
Okay. All right, here we go for the 12Z. And, okay. So this is today at 6 p.m. You see that the cold air is here. That's the 540 line right here. That's the leading edge of the freezing temperatures. And as we move forward in time, you see it pretty well stays in. Here's the warm-up coming we told you about. Not much so far. This is 6 p.m. It just is above freezing. Probably, I know, upper 30s there, Mark, or something like that.
Probably around that.
Yeah, and then the 17th, still warming up even more. And then here comes the little rain thing we're talking about. This is on the 18th at midnight. That's Friday, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So, but look back here. Look at these. Look how quick.
Actually, that's Saturday.
Okay, yeah, that's right. It is Saturday. So there's the. You can see how quick the cold air begins to drop when it comes in. So here it comes, and at noon on Saturday, still showing some rain across the area. And it may have a little bit of quick change over to snow before it ends, and the cold air gets in here, and it'll be in here by 6 p.m. It's going to be a lot chillier than what it was before then. So you'll say, "Ooh, I need to get my jacket on."
Yeah. That means Sunday morning when everybody gets up to go to church, y'all watch out for any ice that develops.
Right. And by that time, look how far south this cold air is going. It's all the way down in Texas now. With this model, this is on early Sunday morning around 6 o'clock, and then wow, all the way down to the Gulf Coast. I don't know if I've ever seen freezing conditions on the beach, but it's going to be pretty doggone close. And I have seen this a little bit further south than that, but it doesn't look like this one carries it quite so far. And that may mean something for our future.
It could.
Well, there it is. It's down there on the Gulf Coast now, and look what we got here. We got snow and sleet breaking out here in southern Texas.
Yeah.
And then move forward. Look at it. Can we get
It's
snow?
like San Antonio.
And look, can we get snow on the beach? Look at that. A little shot of snow on the beach. And this is just looks like it's going to wind up into a pretty good storm. Now, this is where it kind of separates everything. I don't buy everything I'm seeing on this from this point because it makes no sense. Everything seems to be in the wrong position. We know the cold's here, and it's down here way down deep into the Gulf of Mexico even. But something about it just does not look right. It's all disoriented. They don't have the storm actually should be up closer to where the leading edge of the cold area is, shouldn't it, Mark?
I would think so, because normally these storms are going to follow along the jet stream, and that's going to determine how far south your cold air plunges.
Right. So let's don't buy a whole lot into these models just yet. Let's keep an eye on it and see what happens. And then this shows a low pressure going on out to sea. Again, none of that stuff makes any sense. Let me get back. Good grief. My fingers always want to take a real quick punch. And then we go into, let's see, what did I do? I get past it all? Yeah, I sure did. Why am I not getting any further? That's because
You went back to the 18.
Okay, yeah. Well, this
12Z.
shows. I want the 12Z, right?
Uh-huh.
And when I load it, it doesn't load. Let me go to 18Z and then go back to 12Z. There we go. Now we're better. Okay. So again, this is the 18th, 6 a.m. We're going to move on past it. We're going to go on down to the 21st. Here we are. and we see that storm developing down here, but then it just kind of disappears. I don't buy it. I think a storm will develop. I think it'll be a little further north, and I think it will be in the form of snow for us. Let's move on and see if there's any sign. Well, here we go, the 23rd. Look at this. There's snow breaking out at 6 p.m. on the 23rd. This doesn't make sense. It just keeps going back and forth. Mark, what do you make of this?
It does seem odd, and the whole way they've set that up, it's like they just did a repeat of the previous storm, and then they do the same thing. They try to warm it up right behind it, and really we're not seeing that much of a warm up in the long range stuff.
Nope.
So it may be not quite that far south.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then this would put the heavier snow up into our area. We're going to watch this, folks. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but it is at the point there that it could be a pretty good snowmaker for us. And we've been talking about the 23rd, 24th. This is on the 24th what it shows, and it is super close. We're going to be seeing snow. How much is yet to be determined. We know it's going to be cold, and we know we're going to see some snow, but how much? That's the big question. What is the actual track of this going to be? Let's hope it stays far enough south that we don't get any of the ice. We want it to stay south some, but look how far south that 540. That cold air is deep. This is a polar vortex, and so these models are not handling that very well at all. So what I'm saying is,
and again, that's where we're getting a little farther out beyond the initial 2-3 days of it. We're getting out. What hour are you on there? You're 216. Anything beyond about 160 hours or so is really kind of
subject to change.
Iffy. Yeah.
So just letting you guys know kind of what the possibilities are. We're not saying this is what's going to happen, but if I don't tell you and it does happen, you're going to be mad at me because you're going to say, well, you didn't give us time to prepare. So at least I'm just giving you some heads up on what the possibilities are. Hey, Jessica, Mermaid Cakes 88. She says, hey there, Thunder Buddies. Keep my fingers crossed for another good snow, and I think this is going to be the best chance we have before long. Kenny Baggett says, Z Snow. And Judy Walton Newton says, hello, Snow Buddies. Deidre Bashir, David, glad you sound and look like you feel so much better. Thank you for all you do. And Sunny161, hey all, I'm okay with some snow, but I prefer not having bitter cold. Yeah, I know. We all would be the same way there. I agree with you.
Yeah. If it's too cold, it may be pretty, but you can't even get out and play in it.
No, you can't enjoy it.
Get out and play in it.
Debbie Braswell Mitchell, January 25 often brings bad weather, and it looks like we're going to go on further on this and see if there's anything more. Nancy Tolliver, hey Nancy, she says, time will tell on the snow. I'm leaving for Alabama in 3 weeks, so let it snow there.
Well, it very well could.
You know what? You're right. It very well could. So be careful what you wish for, Nancy. This is on noon on the 24th. It tries to show that storm has moved on out. And again, this just doesn't make sense to me. We're going to have to see. I hate to even show it because it just doesn't seem right, but we'll see. Sunny161 took exception with your word play. She said, I spent 4 hours out doing chores last night. Brr!
When you have a farm, that's what you do.
That's absolutely right. And she does
we appreciate it a great deal.
She works hard out there. I know she does, and she's also a loyal follower and tunes into us all the time. Thank you, Sunny161. We love you to pieces. Don't mean any defense to you. I hear something like birds whittling.
You hear the backup sound on one of their pieces of equipment.
Is that what it is?
That's why I keep trying to mute myself whenever I'm not talking.
Sounds like it's a little sick or something, like a little Tweety bird or something. But anyway. Okay, so then we're moving on forward. January 26th. None of this looks right. Now here's another shot of colder air coming. I told you all along that polar vortex is not going anywhere too often, too soon, as we're getting a reinforcing shot of cold air in around the 27th. And here we go again. Another storm. This time it's trying to show rain. Mark, too soon to tell on any of this stuff.
Yeah, again, it's so far out, I wouldn't take anything that it says too seriously at the moment.
I think the next thing I want to look at, let's look at College DuPage. Let's see. This is, let's look at the winter weather outlook. Total snow accumulation. And just see what the heck it says, just for the fun of it. Let me see what the date is here. Okay, this is the 15th. I'm just going to play this in motion, see if it shows anything. '24th. Again, it shows a southern storm. Oh, this is GFS anyway, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I'll get down here to where it stops. This is the southern storm it's showing. It does show us getting some accumulation, not much, maybe up to an inch in Christian County and Todd County, points eastward.
Yeah. But as
again,
we say, a shift to 50 miles has a big difference.
Look, a 50-mile difference put us in the 4 or 5 inch range, So, again, I've got to tell you guys, got to be real careful about looking at these models sometime because they can show things. I'm sure people in the mountains here, like urban Tennessee, even looking at this, they're going to say, "Oh my gosh, we're going to get buried." And but then in about 2 days, this may not even be there. So this is something we'll have to watch and see what happens. The other thing we'll look at here is my favorite, Zoom Earth, the good old-fashioned Zoom Earth. Hard to beat it. Let's put it into motion, see if we got a recent update on it. And this is what time is it?
It's 4:05, actually 4:06 now.
Okay, so here's about 30 minutes ago.
That's Central Standard Time for everybody. I know we have listeners from all over.
Right. So this shows our satellite photograph of what it looks like across our area. Pretty much the snowpack is mostly gone. There's still some around. And you can see already in the east it's getting dark. So the lights are coming on. I love the way these things look. It's pretty neat, I think, to watch this. But what we want to see here is out west. Let's take a look at the wind field, see if we can see those storms. And that is, I think, the polar vortex. I mean, not the polar vortex, the Aleutian low. Here's a storm right here. Oh, that's going the wrong direction. That's a trough, I guess, is what that is. Another little storm right here. But really, it's fairly calm for the time being. As we look up towards the north, we can see we've got cross-polar flow going. And if we look at the temperatures, we should see the result of that. And there it is. Look at that, below zero temperatures. There's 36, 37 below zero up here in the far north. And then look at Greenland. How would you like to live over there with 60 below zero as your temperature? And that's current temperature. There's another one. Let's see here. See if I can find anything even closer. At one time I found a 80 degree below zero temperature over here, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
But, about 61 degrees below zero is about the coldest I've found so far. But anyway, the cross-polar flow is bringing this cold air across the pole over to our neck of the woods. And over here, it is really cold. It's 58, 59. So there's 60 below zero there. So this is some really cold air stored up in the Arctic, really cold. So that tells me that our winter is going to continue, and it's going to get much colder as we move forward. I would expect February to be a real snowy month. That's what I'm expecting. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's hard to say one way or the other, but I think that's where it's headed right now if you look at it. And, okay, let's come back to reality here. Let's see here. Sunny161 says, love you both back. I actually do play with the dogs and horses sometimes. I knew she did. You did too, didn't you?
Yeah.
But anyway, glad she's on with us. And also, Linda McElrath says, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe and join the tribe. And I agree with it. I sure do need some subscriptions, y'all. Please get on, subscribe to our channel. It does help us. It helps us to bring this stuff to you and keeps us going and getting our software upgraded so we can bring you all the information we have available to us. And in fact, if I were to say, and we can go all the way down here to Hopkinsville and see the individual houses, you would say, no, you can't. Well, that's what these gray squares are. And you see they've got numbers on them. That's the street number they're on. And just thought I'd show you that we do have that ability. The stuff we have the ability to do with this thing is just absolutely amazing. And not only that, but we can go down to the Gulf of Mexico here. And let's look at some buoys. We can show you buoys out in the ocean. We got a little disturbance there. Here's one. Let's see what this.
They're getting some rain around the Gulf Coast area, around
Okay.
Louisiana and Texas Gulf Coast right now.
Well, here's one of the buoys. They have 4 cameras on it. Show us the camera from each direction as it cycles through, and it gives us some weather temperatures. Air temperature there is 58 degrees, and the wind speeds of that sort. So you get to see that. Now, these are all automatically, or they're all charged by solar. So if it gets dark, we lose the cameras. But the fact of the matter is, it's pretty doggone sharp to be able to see stuff like that. So that's part of what these subscriptions do. It helps us to be able to pay for the technology we need to be able to do this. And so be sure and subscribe to us. And not only that, you will become a member of the Watchers of the Wind Tribe. And here's what that logo looks like. Whoop, there we go. You can get this on our online store there at dpww.shop, as you see right there below me, right here. But it's kind of neat to be able to do that. No, I have to get my fingers down good where I can know it a little better. Yeah, as Mark said, there is some showers here in this area. You know what? One place we should go, let's go to Spirit Lake, a place we've been watching for a while. And look at how that is frozen over solid. Ooh.
Yeah.
Do I see any snow?
They've had a little bit of snow on there, and if you watch, the wind is blowing enough to blow that snow sideways across the ice. You see how the little wave patterns are on the ice?
All this right here, yeah. You call them what? Snow snakes?
Snow snakes.
Okay.
The wind will actually push the snow along, and then it'll actually look like a little wave or undulation pattern on the ice, and it looks like a snake made out of snow just working its way across the ice.
And it's 31 degrees there, so it is cold. Not as cold as it's going to be, though. It'll be colder than that. And let's look at Mount Shasta, where Linda McElrath, where is she? There she is. Hey, Linda, here's a shot for you. This is Mount Shasta. This is her favorite spot for us to go to. A live shot of Mount Shasta in Northern California. This is as it is actually happening. There is no recording here. This is a live shot. And boy, what a beautiful picture. That mountain is covered in snow. All the way down into the tree line has got snow in it. So it's pretty cold. What is the... Jesse Reese says, "You're making me cold." And Linda McElrath says, "Woohoo!"
What is the temperature out there at the
let's see. Well, it's 51.
51.
Yeah, that's kind of warm there, but it's not that temperature up here. This is below freezing temperatures, Mount Shasta, but it is gorgeous. I'm going to give you back to everyone, Mark. I've got to go off and cough a minute.
All right. Alicia Maxwell, hello, David, Mark, and Snow Buddies. You're just tuning in. What have you missed? We've just been talking about what the weather is coming up. It's pretty nice around here right now, but we are going to be getting a little bit warmer for the next couple of days, at least up in the upper 40s, the overnight lows in the 20s. And then Friday night, we have rain moving in, and into Saturday, we might see a little bit of snow on the backside of it, but the temperatures start dropping off. And by Sunday, our highs are only going to be in the mid-20s. And by Martin Luther King Day on Monday, we're only going to be looking at highs around 20, with the overnight lows dropping down into the single digits or very near to it. They're showing 10 for us now, but they had single digits on there earlier. And then as we go towards next week, we may see even colder temperatures. So we're definitely looking at winter coming in big time. Our next big snowmaker might be around the 23rd. Right now, it's still kind of bouncing around exactly where the low is going to track on that one. If it comes across just right to us, we will be looking at a pretty good amount of snow with that one, or maybe just a touch.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to say. So we're going to keep a close eye. We'll keep checking back there in the next few days. We'll be doing more updates, obviously, and we'll do our next update's going to be Sunday right now, right?
Yep.
We were looking at doing
I
maybe a Friday one as well. Adding that, would y'all
probably
like?
won't start that this week. Maybe we can start it next week.
Yeah, that way it gives me time to recover just a little bit more, so I can get my voice to where it'll stay with me. But
Yeah.
you guys have really made me feel better about understanding. That man, this is nothing to laugh about. I wish I
Yeah.
could, but anyway, Ginger
Donald
Donna,
Lord.
go ahead.
Yeah, Donald Lord has said hello, David and Mark, and then said that ice could be thick enough to walk on. Donna, we have seen tracks across that. They've already taken snowmobiles out across it, checking the ice thickness.
So I know they're getting ready to start doing some ice fishing. It will be a matter of time, and they won't be able to stand it any longer. They're going to be out there. I said, man, I got to get those fish. That would be. I haven't been fishing in a while. I so look forward to it.
Yeah.
Linda McAlrath says, yeah, David, rest your voice a bit and get better. I will, Linda. I'm working on it pretty hard, but I can't wait for you guys. Go over on the dpww.shop and look at those Snow Buddy koozies. They are really nice. I love them. I'm going to have to get me one. Judy Walton Newton says 61 more days till spring. Yes. Yeah.
61 more days till severe weather season.
Actually, it may be sooner than that. We'll watch this and see.
About 2 months from now, that things starting to switch.
We'll start getting into it. So just because the winter relaxes, then you got to watch out for the severe stuff. And they're saying some of in the meteorological circles that this severe season may be a little bit stronger than ones we've seen in the past. So we'll see. So far, they've been pretty accurate, and so we'll see. We still got a lot of winter to go, though. Don't act like it's over yet, because we got a lot still to go, and February looks like it's going to be crazy. Yeah, so even up into the first part of March, I think we'll see some chances of snow. So anyway, Mark, does that kind of get everybody up to date? Hopefully it has taken care of them.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've told them all we can tell them about what we know.
Yep.
At least far as what we're pretty sure of what's coming.
Well, my little PP brain ain't keeping much in there right now because I'm still taking medication. But, yeah, I am much better, and I thank you all for hanging with me. And we'll plan on seeing you again here on Sunday for sure. And then we're looking at starting another day on doing updates. And I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. We're looking at maybe adding Friday as a regular update day. So we'd be updating on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, Sunday, Wednesday, and Fridays, right?
Mm-hmm. Sunday for the coming week. Wednesday is kind of a midweek update. And then Friday to tell you what's coming for the weekend.
Yep. So hopefully you guys will like that. That's what we want to do. Judy Walton Newton says, shh, don't say that too loud. I think she's talking about the severe weather. Donna Lord says, yes, David, please get better. I'm working on it, and I hope you're better too. I could sure use you down here helping us out. Let's see. Tom Mathis says, sounds great. And so he likes the idea, Mark. So that's 1 against nothing. 1 for, none against. So that's a good thought. Anyway, Thank you all so much. Any final words, Mark?
Everyone enjoy the week as we go on toward the weekend. It's going to be warm enough. Maybe you can get outside and take care of a couple of chores you've been putting off because of the cold. But get them done because the cold is coming back.
Yes, sir, and coming back in a big way. So thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you on Sunday, if not sooner.
Bye, everyone.